Already shared the syllabus, lab practicals. Please go through it. Anything you feel I am missing, anything feel you are missing, please inform. So we'll get some clarity on it. Okay. Or any doubts, sometimes names confusion is there. So there we're going to set it again. Okay. Any documents you are missing, also we'll show it. So today with this, the Linux is completed. So you feel now you're released from the Linux binding. Okay. So next classes we'll see. Okay. So for tomorrow, so I will once get update from Madhu sir. Okay. Okay. Guys, this is Linux tuning. Tuning means it is optimizing. We have our Windows system. In our Windows system also need to be tuned. Okay. So we open a lot of packages. See it is, here it is. Go to the task manager. How you will understand what is the load on your system? Simply go to the task manager. See what is the CPU load, memory load, disk load, what are different processes are running, and what process consuming the different resources. See, even Explorer also consuming extra resources. Okay. So what it is? Okay. What is resources consumed? Next. See the performance and process. This is a process oriented. How much CPU, memory, disk, network utilization. Performance, each individual performance. What is CPU performance, memory, disk, network. Okay, you can able to do it. So just before we are seeing some of the monitoring tools, through that monitoring tools, we can understand what is going on with our system, right? So in case your system having a lot of load, see the performance and memory. My actual RAM is 16 GB, but it is showing available 2.2 GB. So why? Because of two virtual machines are right now running. So those two virtual machines consuming lot. Okay. So other than that one also it is consuming. See Microsoft Teams. If I close Microsoft Teams, so more space I can able to save. This Edge browser. See how much it is consuming. Chrome browser, right? So what we are doing is to improve the performance of system. Okay. So any additional things are open, so better to close it. If unnecessary things are open, please close those things. Okay. Unnecessary applications. See, monitoring is completed, administration package is completed, log rotation is completed. So close all extra and stuff. Okay. This one. See. Now see the task manager. So somewhat it is the burden will be reduced. So 2.2 is there now 2.6. Okay. So this is simply maintain your system, run your application in more efficient way. Okay. Uninstall the applications if not no longer required. Okay. Disable the startup applications if no longer required to be start at system start. Okay. Disabling the startup applications to not run this application when system is started. Okay. So these are the main key points, right? Same thing in the Linux also. Same thing in the Linux also. What it is? Kernel parameter tuning. So when your system is running, it share the memory of RAM and swap. So go to the IO tab. Okay. So there is a tab, H tab. See that CPU and means memory and swap memory utilization. So share the load in between. So then system performance increases. So for disk improvement, load all the process, give more priority to the load on the RAM only instead of swap. Like that, we can do it. So you have to go to /etc systemctl. There you have to increase this, decrease the values. Lower the values, reducing swapping. Okay. Linux kernel is core of operating system. Behave fine-tuned via parameters accessed through proc, sys, file system, and control persistently via sysctl.conf. Okay. So this is a value you have to change it. vm.swappiness. Is it really connected? So really it is there. What is it? Yes, slash etc slash this sysctl.conf. Okay. Nothing is there. So empty file. Maybe in that one you have to mention this VM swappiness and the values you have to specify. Like otherwise by command you can specify setting commands. Like you given a lower value means it's ideal system with a ample RAM kind of stuff. Means reduce swapping and keep more data in the RAM. So more RAM data means more faster it is give to your CPU. So delay will reduces. Okay, higher. It's a more aggressive use swap. So use more swap than a RAM. That is higher than 60. Default is that one only, 60 only. Okay. -P not showing anything. Okay. Memory management. Memory management, something there's like a dirty ratio, background ratio kind of stuff. Okay. Next, IP file description that is kernel parameter tuning. Kernel wise manage network file kind of stuff, memory management, swap management, doing it. It's already 7 o'clock, yes, that's why. IO scheduler tuning. Okay. Input output scheduler determines order to block. Okay. So reading, writing, disk reading and writing kind of stuff. So that by managing that, you can improve the performance. CPU performance scaling. CPU performance scaling. Performance of CPU, monitor your performance. Okay. Power save. Power save locks CPU at the lowest frequency, prioritize power saving mode. Okay. So you can make your CPU into the power saving mode. So then it won't run as fast. Yeah, we got memory management and usage. Edges, swappiness, already we have seen now. And monitor your swappy is using free space -h top, top, VM stat kind of stuff. Disable unused services. That's the point, right? So we are enabled, okay, HTTP, FTP, FTP we are not enabled, okay, HTTP, NFS, CFS, we are enabled it. But what is the problem with that one? Even now I'm not using any web services, NFS services, CFS services. No, right? We are not using it. We are not using it. But still the service is running in the system. If service is running in system means system utilization is increases. So out of all what we can able to remember, understand that much only we have to try first. Remaining is we'll see later. Okay. So check the memory utilization, CPU utilization using top, htop, free h commands, other monitoring tools. Disabling the services which is not required to start at a system start. Okay. Stop the services right now if you are not using it. Stop the services. If you are not using that service right now, you can stop the services. Okay. That is a one point. And manage startup application. Yes, limit application that launch automatically. That means disabling it. And if you are not using it, stopping it is also there. Utilize the cache. Okay. So Linux uses page cache to speed up disk access. Ensure you have enough RAM to leverage this effect. Okay, so how to do that when we don't consider create compressed RAM based swap devices. Okay, so that is the file system optimization. Okay, so what is the right file system is ext for is good general purpose choice for more specific needs. XFS file system good for large files and high concurrency. PT RFS snapshots, copy and write might be considered. So depends upon requirement. So basic file system is ext4. Large files are there, XFS is a file system choosing is better option. Mount option, use options like no at a no time, no at time. Disable access time updates, reducing disk writes. It means remove the unnecessary disk mounting in the FS tab. Unless it is mounted and reading, writing, access is there. So more burden on your disk related process also. Okay. Disk read ahead. We don't get it there. Okay. System means regular system updates. Try to update your system regularly. Update -y ampersand reboot. Update regularly. Remove unnecessary software. So by removing or uninstalling the unnecessary software installed in your system, so it reduces the disk space utilization. So what are your disk contents? That it is occupied with your installations, updates, network utilization, backend services are there. So if you are uninstall it, that will reduce the disk size utilization. Okay, backend service utilization also will reduce it. This is also a good one. We can add it. Use lightweight desktop environment. Guys, our desktop environment is Genome desktop environment. Okay, so generally I prefer a no desktop environment only. Minimal installation only for you only for our students only. I'm using the desktop environment. Okay, you can use a lighter version of this Genome and compared to Genome and KDE desktop environment. Also better to use it. Clean up temporary files. So there is a slash dump is there, no better to delete it unless why it is created one. Log rotation. Log rotation is also reduce the number of logs stores in your disk. Because whenever the logs are created, okay, it stores into the /var/log folder. It occupy more space in your disk, right? Well, using for a certain period of time. So you remove the older logs or compress the older logs. So then what happen? You reduce the size. Log rotation also, you can use it. You can add it. Monitor and analysis, we are already seeing. Use the general D to understand what are the issues are occurring. Okay. Yeah, that's the point. It is, guys. Once again, we'll go with what is the Linux tuning. How you tune or optimize your Linux is okay. So manage your memory. Okay, share the load between the RAM and swap. Okay, if required, more load on the RAM, less load on the swap. Why? Because the swap is in the disk. RAM is direct RAM to the processor, right? So it is give a speed of process. Okay, that is one thing. Or if required, then we can also load on the your swap. Okay, if you get it, good. Otherwise, it's okay, no problem. Okay, CPU performance. So put it a maximum CPU into the power saver mode. These two things by doing 2-3 times only will understand. Others will see it. Monitor your CPU system utilization, CPU memory, and disk utilization. Okay, disable the startup of services if not required to be started. System start. Stop the services if right now you are not using it. Stop the services if right now you are not using it. Okay. So next one is uninstall the applications if no longer required. Better to uninstall the application because of application will occupy disk space and running in background. So also what happened? It is utilizing CPU, memory, and disk. Okay. So network-based services, if no longer required, better to uninstall it because network utilization is also there. Network-based service kind of stuff, network utilizations. Remove disk in the FS tab, unnecessary disk mountings. So don't do it. And don't mention the FS tab because when you boot it from FS tab, this will be mounted. So what you do? Remove from the FS tab any unnecessary disk are mentioned in the FS tab, remove it. Manually mount it later if required. Okay. You can use different file system. Currently, we are using HT4 for good general purpose choice, but it is for a more big files are there. You can use the XFS. Okay. That is another point. Understandable one only I'm telling you guys. Removing files and do regular updates. Even if you keep your software, if you are not using it, when you are updating as extra space, extra loading, extra bandwidth consumption, right? So better uninstall that unnecessary applications. Keep update your system regularly. Keep backup your system regularly. Better to update entire your system. So it will update your kernel, new security kind of stuff also. Security patches also updated. Clear the temporary files. Use log rotate. It's not mentioned here. Okay. So use log rotate to reduce the number of log files, to reduce the disk space, to utilize more disk space, to reduce the log files by compressing or deleting older log files. Use log rotate. Okay. Continuously monitor your system, your CPU memory utilization, and use necessary kind of stuff. Check your log files for what's going on in your system and monitor your system. Okay. So this is your tuning. Guys, sir, the points what I said finally, final points are understand. It is contains so many things, but what you understand that is very important. So 5 points, you know, known points only, that is very important. Service management, application installations, stopping services, disabling services, okay, memory management, increasing swap memory or increasing RAM memories, okay, or maybe uninstallation of applications, removing disk in the FS tabs, okay, regularly updates, okay, these are the well-known things. We know generally, we can understand, we do it generally. So those things are very important. Even these are very important, but what we know is very, very important. What we don't know is the next kind of stuff. That is, we'll see that. Okay. So that is a tuning. Okay, guys. Understand any questions, doubts, anything you want to say? That's it for your Linux. Okay. As I know, Linux is completed. Okay. That's it. Bye bye. Still not speaking anyone.
Thank you,
Stopping
sir.
it. Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
guys.